everyone right along with our next comedian. He is a regular at the Vermont Comedy Club up in Burlington, Vermont. He has a podcast called the McTaggart Attack Podcast. You may have seen him when you walked in the front door and gave him money. Please welcome to the stage the very funny Kevin McTaggart.
Thank you, Brian. Since you brought it up, I do have a bone to pick, actually. As the person that usually works the door here, let me just say, there is no ATM! Stop fucking asking! It goes for you people who ask about credit cards, too. Does no one have cash anymore? No, apparently not. I had a friend ask me if I've ever tried yoga. Let them know I was pretty sure my scoliosis disqualified me from ever trying yoga. That was the first time I was ever happy about having scoliosis. Goddamn scoliosis. It's thrown me for a curve my entire life. You like that one? Back brace yourself. It's hard trying to come up with more scoliosis jokes, to be honest. Probably because I'm so attached to it. I mean, I try to bend over backwards, but I just can't straighten it out. It's just, what the fuck else is pissing me off today? I know, I drove in here tonight. I live over in Norwich, but I drove over here tonight, and I'm driving down the street, and there's this car right in front of me, and it just stops, and then it turns on its backing up lights, and I'm like, where the hell are they gonna back up? I'm right behind them. They were trying to parallel park. I mean, did they not have was their rear camera not working? Could they not see my car right behind them? What the fuck is going on? Then I get into the parking lot here, and I'm in line behind a few cars again. Why? Because there's a car trying to back into the parking space. If it takes you 5 minutes to back into a parking space, don't do that. Fucking ridiculous. I am someone who is always trying to improve myself, you know. I think self-improvement is important, and there's this thing called a mantra that people have that, makes them feel positive about themselves and helps them, improve, or, My mantra is, I don't care anymore. I'm tired of fucking caring. That's what I've been told. I've been told that I care too much. I didn't know that was a problem, but it's a problem. Because, in other words of caring, it's I worry too fucking much is the goddamn problem. I worry that my coworkers are idiots. But now I just don't care that my coworkers are idiots. Because my coworkers aren't idiots anymore, because I got a new job. It's funny, I started my new job a few months ago, and I met with my manager the first day, and she's like, I just want to let you know, I don't micromanage. And I did not know how to react to that. Because I've always been micromanaged. I didn't know that was a fucking option. I don't know how this will go over, but I did watch the State of the Union on Tuesday. I watched it, I think, the best way that I knew how. I went to the bar first, had 3 beers, and then went back home and watched the State of the Union. His tie was crooked for at least half of the State of the Union. So he's got to be so pissed off about his damn tie. And like, I am not a Trump supporter, but I actually did like most of the speech. Except there was this one part that really messed with my head, and you know, it pissed me off. I get angry. I didn't know if you could tell that or not. So like, there's this one part where he goes, they're gonna put $500 million towards pediatric cancer. And I'm thinking, that's fantastic, right? Right. And then I'm thinking after that, well, $500 million for that, but you still want $5 billion for a stupid fucking wall? Why not switch that up? Why not put $5 billion towards the pediatric cancer, and then $500 million towards your teeny little wall? But then it got worse, because he mentioned that they put $700 billion towards the military. I like to think if you put $700 billion towards cancer for one more year, there'd be no cancer. Right? And I loved how like the Republicans complained that like the Democrats didn't applaud enough. They did the same fucking thing for Obama. They never fucking applaud. There's such fucking hypocrites, both goddamn sides of the fucking government. It's just so fucking ridiculous. And then I have to remember that I just don't care anymore. So the mantra works, apparently. Can we get back to scoliosis for a minute? Because I have to admit that, first of all, I'm glad you liked all that scoliosis stuff in the beginning, because some crowds get bent out of shape. But I just want to say that, like, I get rather paranoid when I tell that first scoliosis yoga joke, because it seems like I'll always have someone come up to me after the show and say, hey, you know, yoga can actually help your scoliosis. Shut the fuck up. I do not need to hear that. First of all, my back doesn't hurt. Secondly, you're fucking up my joke. And like with yoga, like clap if you do yoga. Thank God. But I guess there's like positions. I think there's like a tree position. I think there's a downward dog position. I also think that there's a up your nose with the rubber hose position. I don't want to hear about any fucking yoga though. No fucking yoga. Unless it's actually something called fucking yoga. Which reminds me, the last time I was here, I mentioned that, and someone came up to me afterwards and said, oh, but tantric yoga. No fucking yoga. You know who needs to do fucking yoga? Our goddamn politicians. That way they can get their heads removed directly from their asses. That's all I've got for tonight. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget my podcast, the McTaggart podcast. Also follow me on Twitter @KevMcT. That's all I've got for self-promotions. Thank you.
Make sure to check out his podcast, follow him on Twitter, and check out his yoga class just down the street at Bikram Yoga, Wherever Junction. Classes are $19.95. I don't know how much they are. That seems